Shabbat Shalom, everyone. And welcome to the temple. We begin our service as we sing together in Neim Tov Umanaim, how good and how pleasant it is to be here together, and welcome Shabbat. Page 2 for the blessing for the candles and the fruit of the vine. I would like to invite Ellen and Arnold Shakin to lead us with those blessings.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat. Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
And we have birthday blessings for the month of June. If you are celebrating your birthday in the month of June, Do we have any takers, birthdays in June to celebrate? Wow, 40 people. No one was born. Okay, so we turn to page 20 to welcome the Sabbath bride as we sing together Lechadodi. Turn to page 28 for the Berlow. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who spreads the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, fortfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Amariv Aravim. And we turn to page 34 for the calling of the Shema.
with all your soul and with all your might. And these words which I command you on this day shall be upon your heart, shall be upon your heart, and you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up, and you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes. You shall write them on the doorposts of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
Please join me. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, ושבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך. וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, שהוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. And we turn now to page 40 to sing together Milchamo. Together on the bottom of page 43. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the song law. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem, for you. Baruch atah Adonai, הפורש סוכת שלום, עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. Rise for the tefillah on page 46.
Adonai, sifatai tivtach, ufi agitehi latecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ואלוהי אבותינו ואימותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומר חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר, משיח ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, God of our fathers and mothers, God of Abraham, God of Isaac, and God of Jacob, God of Sarah, God of Rebekah, God of Rachel, and God of Leah, the great, mighty, and awesome God, transcendent God, who bestows loving kindness, creates everything out of love, remembers the love of our fathers and mothers, and brings redemption to their children's children for the sake of the divine name. Sovereign deliverer, helper, and shield, blessed are you, Adonai, Sarah's helper, Abraham's shield. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. And we read on page 50. You are forever mighty, Adonai. You give life to all. You rain dew upon us. You sustain life through love, giving life to all. Through great compassion, supporting the falling, healing the sick, freeing the captive, keeping faith with those who sleep in the dust. Who is like you, source of my life? Who resembles you, as sovereign who takes and gives life, causing deliverance to spring up and faithfully giving life to all? Blessed are you, Adonai, who gives life to all. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated as we turn to page 61 and we read together the quest, the blessing for peace, for shalom, and wellness and wholeness in our lives. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, our eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. Make contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, המברך את עמו ישראל לשלום. moment for a silent prayer. Turn to page 253 for the Misha Berach, the prayer for healing and courage and strength in our lives, in the life of everyone that is dear to us. We name in our hearts those we know that need healing and courage and strength as we sing together Misha Berach. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
It is with great pleasure and honor that I would like to invite our visiting rabbi, our scholar in residence for this week, Rabbi Rachael, whom many of you know and love and admire. We're very proud that such a wonderful and successful rabbi is from Louisville, Kentucky, actually from grew up at our temple from, I think, preschool and above, and is now working, unfortunately, in New York, blessing the residents of New York.
We still claim you.
We definitely do. Shabbat Shalom.
Every time. It really goes overboard. Shabbat Shalom, y'all. This week's Parsha, Chukat Balak, has our Israelites arriving in the wilderness of Tzin on their seemingly never-ending journey away from Egypt and to the Promised Land. They are following their leader, Moses, marching along towards a land that they have never seen. Moses and his right-hand man, Aaron, are the only ones communicating directly with their GPS system, God, and they are the only ones with any meaningful access to the divine. Did I do that? The people are extremely vulnerable in their journey through the desert, reliant entirely on a God that they have only recently come into covenant with, and entirely dependent on Moses' leadership, guidance, and ability to liaise with the divine. In the wilderness of Tzin, Moses gives the people another series of law and instruction, this time about the red heifer. And then, with no warning and minimal space in the text, Miriam dies. The verse reads as such: The Israelites, the whole community, arrived at the wilderness of Sin on the first new moon, and the people stayed at Kadesh. Miriam died there and was buried there, and the community was without water, so they joined against Moses and Aaron. Miriam's death gets no more than half a verse, 5 words in the Hebrew. The text then moves straight into another scene of complaint from the Israelites, this time for lack of water. The Talmudic rabbis explain in Ta'anit 9a that this lack of water was in fact caused by Miriam's death. For it was only on her merit that a magical well of fresh water followed the people of Israel around in the desert up until this point. I'm sure many of you have heard of this well before, and some of you probably fill Miriam's cup with water at your Passover Seder in its honor. But I would like us to consider this well and its greater meaning on this weekend of Independence Day. Moses has been leading the people through the wilderness for a while now. It seems that he is the quintessential, hierarchical, top-down leader at the front of the line, passing down laws and pieces of wisdom from God. He was selected, maybe for his merit at the burning bush, maybe because he was well suited to navigate the Egyptian-Israelite relations by virtue of his birth and his upbringing. Either way, he was chosen and placed on top. He has Aaron at his side to lead all ritual activity in another hierarchical system of priesthood. And he has a council of male elders to adjudicate petty disputes based on the laws that he has stated. This is the recognized societal leadership system of the desert. Moses at the top, his brother next to him as a legacy admission, and a group of chieftains that Moses hand-selected. And we see this version of the system fail over and over again throughout their journey. Every time the Israelites come up against Moses and Aaron when their needs are unmet, every rebellion in the camp, the incident with the golden calf, Moses' multiple admissions to God that he is burnt out and sick of the Israelites. This system fails to keep up with the needs of its society. Because this hierarchical system of power is predicated on the unrecognized and unpaid labor of care that Miriam provides for the people. That labor is only noted after it becomes unavailable, after Miriam has died. Miriam's role in the desert as the one who merits the well is essential. Without Miriam's water, there would be no Israelites to lead. They would die within 3 days. But our text doesn't acknowledge this crucial work of physical and, yes, spiritual care for the people, because where do you think the waters for the mikvah or for purification came from? Our text does not acknowledge this work until after it is lost. And even then, our Parsha records a song praising this magical well that, quote, the chieftains and nobles dug. Even then, those who kept the record of our people could not acknowledge that the most essential work of survival in the desert was not done by the chiefest and the noblest, not by the Moseses, but by the Miriams. What Miriam's death shows us is that Moses was never an independent, autonomous leader to begin with. His leadership, and that of Aaron the high priest, was never sufficient to care for the people. The people needed directions, yes, and they needed to understand the laws of their new society. But they couldn't do any of that without water. They couldn't do any of that without the labor of care that Miriam provided. Moses and Aaron were not independent leaders. They were interdependent, relying on each other, on Miriam, and on the people as a whole to accomplish their goal of crossing the desert into the promised land. The 3 of them together, Aaron, Moses, and Miriam, made up the true essential leadership of the desert. Moses, the bringer of Torah, Aaron, the wielder of worship, and Miriam, the caretaker. All 3 elements were equally required to keep the Israelites' new society afloat. Moses' Torah, Aaron's Avodah, and Miriam's Gemilut Chasadim. When Miriam dies, it falls on Moses to bring the people to water, and he does so resentfully, striking the rock, calling the people rebels. it seems he cannot bear the additional task of caretaking. And so God begins the long process of transferring leadership by telling Moses that he will die before he ever enters the promised land. Because without Miriam and without Aaron, Moses cannot accomplish the task of leading the people to the promised land. This is the lesson that I want us to take from this parsha as we go into July 4th. There is no such thing as independence. There is only interdependence, the vast network of shared responsibility and reliance upon one another. Moses can only teach when Miriam provides water. Aaron can only perform ritual when Moses provides moral guidance. And we, the people, can only make it to the promised land when we start sharing in the responsibility and in the labor of caretaking for each other. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Rabbi Pass, for such a beautiful, beautiful Torah, such a beautiful teaching. And Rabbi Pass will also be giving the Dvar Torah tomorrow at our morning service and teaching the Torah study class on Saturday at 9 a.m. So there are a lot of chances to still to learn from the wonderful Torah that Rabbi Rachael Pass is bringing to us.
And the anthem that Rabbi Pass selected to fit with her Torah drash is Al Shlosha Devarim.
As we turn to page 283 for the Aleinu. And we read together, "Let us adore the ever-living God and render praise unto you, who spreads out the heavens and established the earth, whose glory is revealed in the heavens above, and whose greatness is manifest throughout the world. You are our God, there is none else." We continue together on the top of page 287. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Loved each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom and peace. Thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. On this Shabbat, we remember especially Jose Maza, Henry Berg Brousseau, David Sean Bailey, Bernard Cohen, Sol H. Baker, Leon Hirsch, Eva Levy, Molly Taslit, Libby Wenneker, Ethel Handler, Doris Lansky, Kurt Norton, Annette S. Zeiger, Linda Fuchs, Helen Dorothea Levy, Maureen Comer, Marilyn Rubin, Joan Fox, Miriam Borshow, Nat Levy, Robert Phillips, Lyle Siegel, Helen Solomon, Maxine Swaito, Arlene Uslander, Betty Weiss, Minnie Brown, Charles Lederer, Nathan A. Rod, Barbara T. Myers, Martin Schiller, and in recent days, Aaron Ariel. We think of our loved ones, whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. With the blessed memories of our own loved ones in our hearts, we rise as we turn to page 294 for the Mourner's Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעולמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלל שמי דקדושה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תוש בחתה ונחמתה, לאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. זיכרונם לברכה, may the memory of our loved ones come to be a blessing and a benediction to us all. Amen. Our closing song is America the Beautiful, and its page.
I don't have the page number.
What?
I don't actually have the page
Okay,
number, I'm sorry.
I'll look for it.
377. Ah, thank you.
377.
377.
יהי רצון מלפניך, אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אמותינו, שתוליכנו לשלום ותשמחנו לשלום. May it be your will, Adonai our God and God of our ancestors, that we be guided on the path of shalom, of wholeness and well-being and peace, and that you always protect us from all harm and evil on our way. Bless the work of our hands and grant us grace, loving kindness and compassion in your eyes, in the eyes of everyone who sees us. Adonai Shalom, bless us with a Shabbat of Shalom. Shalom to our bodies, to our minds, and to our souls. Please say Shabbat Shalom to someone you never met and to those you do know. And please join us in the oneg provided by the women of Reform Judaism.
Shabbat Shalom.